What's up, guys? It's Ray here. Welcome back to another video. Today me and my brother are going to be talking about Witcher 3, which is a open world RPG game coming on May 19th, and it's coming out for PS4, Xbox One, and PC. So let's jump straight into it.
So, of course, we're going to be talking about, first we're going to be talking about the past of the Witchers. Witcher started out as a novel, or a book series, really. And then it developed into video gaming, and the first Witcher to ever come out was only for PC. So if you guys are actually looking to play the other Witchers before Witcher 3 is released, then sadly you guys aren't going to be able to do that unless you guys have a PC. Now, for PC, it starts off as he loses his memory and meets this sorceress, and him and her go on an adventure, and it progresses onward to Witcher 2, which starts you out as you're in the middle of a battle or war, really. And now it progresses on to Witcher 3. But sadly, in order to play Witcher 2, you have to play the first Witcher to understand what's even going on within the storyline. Now, however, in Witcher 3, you can pretty much jump right into it. You don't even have to know what goes on in Witcher and the Witcher 2. It pretty much has its own, unique storyline. It kind of gives you a helping hand, gives you a backstory of who all the characters are, Yennefer, Ciri, Geralt. It gives you a backstory. So, for all you guys out there that was kind of looking forward to playing the first two Witchers, you guys don't have to. It'll give you a backstory in The Witcher 3 of where they came from and who they are. So, let's go ahead and talk about the combat system in the game. Now, in Witcher 2, I did not enjoy the combat system, considering it was very delayed and choppy, and I was very frustrated very many times. Even though I got halfway through the game, I was just very frustrated. So, in Witcher 2, the reason why I was so very frustrated with the combat system is it wasn't really the attacking, more as it was the whole dodging and so forth. So, like Dark Souls, where in Dark Souls there was also a delay in the combat system as well. In Witcher 2, if you saw an enemy attack you and you press the dodge button, there was a temporarily 1 second delay. So, it took it a second for the game to register and for Geralt to roll out the way. Now, in Witcher 3, it doesn't really look that bad. The controls and the responsiveness of the combat system in the game looks very responsive. It looks like it does it almost immediately. So, what are you in this game? Well, of course, Witcher, you are automatically a monster hunter. So, your job is to hunt down legendary monsters such as the Griffin, Phoenixes, and so forth like that. So, what can we expect as a storyline in the game? Well, of course, yes, there is going to be a storyline. There's always got to be a storyline if it's a single-player game. So, what is the storyline of the game? Well, you pretty much start off looking for Yennefer. You're also hunting a big griffin, by what I've heard. People play the preview copy of it, and it goes on from there to where you have to find Ciri, which is the prophecy child, which she was Geralt's apprentice, and she's also a Witcher as well. So, where does this also continue? Well, in the game, you pretty much also create your own kind of storyline. And how I would say that is, it's got its storyline, but you can also create your own, considering there's over 200 to about, just normal, there's over 200 hours of gameplay. And I've got the expansion pass and everything, which adds another 100, so we're looking at over 300 hours of gameplay footage. Not footage, but just gameplay and regular.
Gameplay footage? Yes.
Well, if you're recording it, you got over 300 hours of gameplay footage. So, but let's also go into graphics of the game. The game looks visually stunning. So far, the most beautiful game I've ever seen is Far Cry 4. Now, I'm not really big into graphics, but however, it does get me more immersed into the game when I see beautiful graphics. So the most beautiful game I've ever seen, aside from Skyrim, is Far Cry 4 and Far Cry 3. However, in Witcher 3, it might top that. Because the game pretty much goes into some very, very detailed graphics, such as from hairlines to the clothing to the very little pieces of grass and leaves and so forth. And even, what I have not even seen in other gameplay is that there is wind. Now, there's been wind in games, but however, this weather system in The Witcher 3 is pretty unique. So, like, if the wind is blowing very hard, you'll see the trees start to bend. If it's like real skinny trees, they'll start to bend and so forth like that. If it's just a light blow, you'll see the leaves blow a little bit, and the rain looks beautiful, and so forth. And so does the oceans, considering you're able to go out in the ocean. Yes! That's why I also loved Assassin's Creed Black Flag. I love sailing and boating just like as the next person. And in Witcher 3, you are able to drive these small boats. And also in these small boats, there's also small...
You drive boats?
Drive boats, yeah.
You don't drive... You sail boats.
Sailboats, whatever. It doesn't matter. But either way, okay, you sail boats. So,
You're able to drive these boats. Yeah, they got wheels on them.
So anyway, you're able to sail these boats. And while you're sailing them out in this ocean, there's many things that could go on. You got the harpies that can start attacking. You got whales that can crush their tails, cause your boat to break. You could go find buried treasure. Not really buried treasure, but lost treasure, or whatever it is. There's like so many things you can do. So the game itself just feels immersive by what we can see. We're not talking about gameplay footage from developers. We're talking about gameplay footage that we've seen from actual YouTubers who have had their hands-on experience. Of course, if we get gameplay footage from the developers, they're going to make it look as beautiful as possible. But however, if we see the preview copy or we see a YouTuber get a hands-on experience of the game itself, then we can actually get a little bit more of a glimpse of how the actual graphics, how the gameplay is, how it's going to feel. And it's a really unique way to find that out. And so after all the footage that I've seen or reviewed, watching all the other YouTubers play, the game visually just looks beautiful. I mean, even on PC, if you set it to ultra settings, you could even set Geralt's hair to ultra settings. They even have a freaking setting to where you can set his hair to ultra settings. What the crap? Sadly, I'm not a big PC gamer, even though I really want to get a PC. But the game, okay, really, okay, so the map is massive by what we hear, but how massive is it? Of course, so far the biggest map so far is Skyrim, aside from that, San Andreas. So, by what I've heard people say, the map is even bigger than Skyrim. It's supposedly 1.5 or 2.5 times bigger than Skyrim. So, it's pretty much 2 times bigger than Skyrim's map, with no loading screens at all. Aside from you, fast traveling. So, me and my brother, we also got into a debate or a bit of an argument over why, it would be fun to have co-op in the game. And the developers made a very good statement on why they don't want co-op in the game. But however, I feel like if co-op was introduced into the game, and this is not to get any of the the people who are fans of the Witcher series and stuff like that, this is not to make them mad. This is just a consumer, opinion. Why would it be fun to have a Witcher game that has co-op in it? I'm not talking about massive multiplayer online. I'm not talking about actual multiplayer. I'm talking about you and your friend going out hunting legendary monsters and beasts. how fun would that be? You and your friend, we're not talking about you guys playing as Geralt and somebody else. We're talking about you guys start out as brand new Witchers. Either you were just now developed or, you're surviving Witchers, and you guys pretty much team up and go out hunt monsters, beasts, and help people out and so forth like that, and just have these random quests. I think that would be really fun to go around with your friends. But, however, the developers do make a good point that, however, the world in this game is revolved around Geralt. He's clearly the main character, so in order for them to add co-op, as they would say, they'd have to add another main protagonist. So, I'm saying, add another campaign in there, separate from Witcher, and I think it'd be really fun just to be able to free roam with your friends and go hunt animals and so forth. So, let's talk about how many hours are in the game. So, there's over 200 hours of gameplay.